guardian. Come here. You're going to be right under my lamp. Oh my
yes,
God. My lamp is going to
go flying.
Oh, we're gathered here today to say goodbye to the lamp behind the camera because the cat is underneath of it. And he's skittish.
Darling, could we possibly move? No, I like it here. Hi everyone, Alice Brown and Lady V here, and we are bringing you our weekly update. We have some good news today. First and foremost, My Vampire, Monster Mob 1 is finished. It's completed.
I noticed you didn't trust me to say the title this time.
We went through enough of that last week. So we are taking the next couple of days to read over it one last time to make sure that we didn't miss anything, confuse names, all that good stuff. And then it will be off to our beta readers. So if everything goes as planned, it will be in our beta readers' hands by this weekend. And we should hear back from them and be ready, if all goes well, by the end of next week to start formatting. So we have left the week of March 14th through the 18th open for formatting and getting the books ordered and all that good stuff.
Submitted.
Submitted. There's a ton of work that has to go in on formatting and then getting the cover for the paperback done and all like that. So we've left ourselves a week to do that. So
just a little behind the scenes real quick. You can't take, when you are doing all your self-publishing yourself, you cannot take the cover that is just the front of the book for your ebook and use it on your paperback. You have to do the whole wrap cover.
Yeah, it's a whole wrap cover, and the cover artist has to know how many pages it is because that depends on how
wide the
spine is. Yeah. So she has to have that information. So everything has to be formatted, ready to go, and then we give it to her, and she sends us back the full cover, and then we put everything together, and that's when the print process begins. So,
and if you were not here last week, which I will leave the link above to last week's video, but if you happen to miss that video, Alice did a reading of My Vampire Monster Mob 1, the back cover, in that video. So I'm going to leave that snippet linked at the end of this video, so be sure to stay tuned through the entire video to hear all about the book.
Yes, yeah. So, as of right now, we are still on track for a tentative release date of April 5th. I am not going to give a definite release date until those books are in the print process. But once I have that information, right now, everything looks to be good, so I don't foresee any hiccups, hopefully. Keep fingers crossed.
Didn't we say that about AliceBrownLadyV too?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's usually when fate knocks me upside the head and says, excuse me, who's in charge here?
When we submitted AliceBrownLadyV, it was at the beginning of the year, and I think a lot of other people had decided to submit their books within that time frame because Smashwords, I love them to death, but there's only a few people who work on the submitting process. I mean, you submit it, but then they have to go through and make sure that there's no mess ups and that the formatting is fine to be able to put it out on iBooks and Barnes & Nobles. And it had taken weeks to hear back, and by the time I heard back, the book had one single little extra space bar in it. Which is fun to go find.
Yeah, which then just postponed everything a couple more weeks. Yeah.
But hey, it's okay. We dealt with it.
So, after we get through with the format of the book and get it off to print, we have our first show of the season coming up the 25th of March.
Again, down below in the description is a link to our shows page on our website, so you can go check that out and see our entire schedule for the year set up as of now.
Yes, so, and we have a little bit of other good news. On top of finishing the book, we have decided to embark on another project, and we heard from a lot of you last year at shows that said the reason why you don't read paperbacks anymore is because the print is too small. And I completely understand. After being on the computer for hours and hours a day, quite often I will turn to my Kindle or iPad to read because especially the mass-produced mass-marketed paperbacks, the print is so tiny, I cannot see it.
Yeah, anytime I decide to read, Lindsay Sands, Amanda Ashley, Janine Frost, I always...
Carolyn Sparks,
thank you. I just mixed up two authors. That's okay. I tend to go for my Kindle if I want to read one of their books because it's almost impossible. I mean, my eyesight isn't that bad, but after spending the entire day on the computer or staring at a screen of some sort, whether I'm graphic designing on the tablet or I'm on the computer writing and editing, by the end of the day, I'm done trying to see fine print. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I love being able to just...
So, we listened. We promised that we would look into it last year, and we have. Mm-hmm. And I am happy to report that we are in the process of taking Sci-FiFantasy, Dragons of Dragonose 1, Fire and Ice, Dragons of Dragonose 2, Ivermantis, Dragons of Dragonose 3. We're going back and putting those all to a much larger print. We will also be taking this larger print over to the Monster Mob series also. So those two series will be in large print and should be available, I'm estimating, about the same time that Monster Mob comes out.
We will be sending out a newsletter when those books are available with individual links for the larger print books as well as the regular print books. So if you are not signed up for our newsletter yet, please go to the website. Down at the bottom of the front page is a place where you can enter into our monthly newsletter. Mm-hmm. So you can be kept up on all the good news and information that's coming along the way.
So for those of you that did not buy our books, but we promised that we would look into them, they're coming very quickly as of next month. So we are very excited to hear that.
I am very excited.
That should help a lot of people out that have problems, including myself. So I think that's all the news I have to share today.
I think so. I think that catches everybody up for this week.
We've already
it's been a busy week.
Yeah, it has been. We've already formatted the 3 Dragonose books over to the large print. I just sent an email this morning to our cover artist, Jess Buffett, because she has to redo all the covers for me because it enlarged the books quite a bit, and so the spine is too small on these for the new larger print size. So she's redoing the covers for me to widen the spine and make the right size for us. And as soon as we get those in, we will be placing an order and ordering the paperbacks, and I'll have everything in shortly. So, anything else you have to go over?
I do not. Again, remember, at the end of this video will be a snippet of Alice reading the back of My Vampire.
And the cover, in case you missed it. Yeah, so we released the cover last week.
Both will be up at the very end of this video, so please stay tuned for that.
Yes. So, all right, until next week, have a great day. Tony Moratelli arrived in Hoboken, New Jersey numerous years ago and almost single-handedly ran the mob out of town. Today, he owns and operates M&M Security. The company provides security at the local hospital, helping the police periodically and occasional outside jobs. The inhabitants of this small waterfront town don't realize that M&M Security is made up of all paranormals, and the owner is a vampire. The supernaturals of this town live day to day policing their own and enjoying life. Tony considers each member part of his family and does his best to look out for everyone. But when a young human woman collapses at their door, a chain of events begins that no one could have predicted. Kara Carter is on the run and down to her last few dollars. When she stops in the quaint little town of Hoboken, New Jersey, just a stone's throw away from the Big Apple, she has no idea her life is about to change. When Tony realizes Kara is running from one of his own kind, he and his team go into action, protecting Kara while hunting for the rogue vampire dogging her heels. Tony watches over Kara while observing how well she gets along with other paranormals. Can she live among the supernatural on a full-time basis? Tony certainly hopes so, because Kara is his mate, and while he knows he must tread carefully until his team catches Kara's rogue stalker, Tony is determined to talk Kara into forever with him.